Hey peeps, how y'all doing today? Well, tonight it's 7:20 in the p.m. and I don't know if I'm gonna put this video up, but you know how you have a thought and you want to talk about it, but after you finish talking about it, you got to think about, like, do I really want to put this up here? But I did because I just got through watching a vlog, and it had brought back some memories, and I'm like, man, I remember those days and everything. But I just kind of want to talk about it a little bit. So yeah, so it's October, it's the 12th? The 12th. Wednesday. 7:26 in the p.m. So the situation was, it was about a wedding ring, right? How her husband keep losing his wedding ring, and eventually he ended up getting a wedding tattoo. What finger did you keep the wedding ring on? This one? I don't know. I think so. And he ended up getting a permanent tattoo of something that represent a wedding ring. And I'm like, I remember those days. How I was really serious about the wedding ring, y'all, for real. And my hubby was into it too, because every now and again I take mine off to do certain things. He really didn't take his off that much. Like I mostly took mine off because I was always cleaning. That's the story of my life. So I'm gonna tell y'all, I don't wear no wedding ring no more. He don't wear his anymore. Now I'm gonna give y'all a reason behind that and what triggered that, because it always a trigger, you know. I mean, this is my trigger, what triggered me not to wear my wedding ring anymore. I still have it, but he still have his band. I still have my ring. I just don't wear it. So it was I think I was doing research back then. Man, it's been a long time ago. I know it had to be a minute ago, but 10 years I haven't worn my ring. And this is what, I mean, it was back then when I started doing research about a lot of different things. I don't know, I think the Lord was just starting to lay stuff in my spirit because I went hard. It started with holidays like Halloween, and I started researching that and going to the Bible bookstore, reading about that. Oh man, it just kept going and having a domino effect, and then it went over into Christmas, then it went over into Easter, and I know them like the main 3 holidays we serve. And well, I don't know, serve, worship, I don't know, acknowledge, whatever we do. And I was thinking, like, when I got to reading about it, and I did, like, man, I would be up to like 12, 1 o'clock, y'all, just reading stuff off the internet. And I mean, some of it I had to really search, because at that time it was hard to find. I just got kind of frustrated with the whole thing about where it came from, how it started, and it just vexed my spirit. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I stopped celebrating Halloween first. That was the first one. And then maybe a couple of years later, Thanksgiving. And Christmas. Once I did Christmas, once I came up, when my man got renewed about Christmas, it killed all holidays after that. I'm like, when I stopped doing Christmas, everything. And then I did research about Thanksgiving, how that had something to do with the Native Americans and why they chose the turkey, the stuffing, and the cranberry sauce, and has all symbolic for things. And I was like, whoa, I just was like dumbfounded before that. You like, a holiday book for dummies was for me. Because I didn't know nothing about none of that. Pagans, what is that? But it just started opening my mind, y'all. So I got hungry. And I started doing research about Disney movies, the Illuminati, and man, I had found a real good website about a lot of that with the Pope and the NBA, the NFL, the NHS, the ABC, the CBS, and the OCNI, and the Baphomet. It was like, whoa, for real? What is this stuff? But I get it now. So I came to a conclusion, I just don't do no holidays. That's me. Because once you know what it's really about, especially if you kind of like a Bible believing person and you like living that lifestyle, it really would conflict with what the Bible is saying and everything. It's just so much like. And when I started watching videos, I started looking up YouTube videos, finding out stuff, and they'll have scriptures with it to refer to this and reference, and I was like, wow. So that started my journey. And then I got to reading about, I was reading about one of them holidays, and then the ring pop up with the red band and what really, why it came into play and what it really symbolizes and all that. I'm like, whoa, for real? And it was kind of more on like a sexual perversion side to me. So I was like, wow. Like the finger is the genital and the circle is a genital. I'm like, huh? And it falls in the category with idols and all that type of stuff. So I was like, you know what? I don't like that. It ain't that serious. Cause then I got to think about who came up with the red ring in the first place. You know, cause I look at roots, they didn't want to put a ring, they just jumped over a broom. I don't even really know. I researched about the jumping over a broom thing. It's just everything is so, you just got to be careful about stuff. Just for real. What you opening yourself up to. So then I went to see Blood Diamond with Leonardo DiCaprio and Digimon, or whatever his name, the African guy. And I really I really paid attention to where the diamonds come from, how they got the diamonds. And I don't know, everybody passionate about things is on a different level. And I'm real passionate about things that's just not right. And so that really was like confirmation, like, I ain't doing that. And so I explained it to the hubby. I let him read what I was researching for himself, and he came to the conclusion, like, everything that I do, we did together. We made decisions together, because when we came into this relationship, marriage, we was doing the most. And when we decided when our minds started getting renewed about things, we just made decisions. But mostly, I was doing the research, but I always shared everything that I feel that the Lord, my Heavenly Father, was revealing to me to seek and ye shall find, that type of situation. And I was sharing with him because he's not that type that really get off into that. And so when it came down to like the checker floor and movies and stuff, I'm like, babe, come here, check this out. And we both looking like, what? So now our ass is open, you know, to that world. And so when we came to the wedding ring, you know, I'm like, I don't really want to, you know, it ain't that serious anyway. We know we married. That's all that matters. God know we married. That's all that matters, because even before it got that deep, I'm this type of believer. Like, if a person is committed to you, they gonna be committed to you with or without a ring, whatever, you know, that symbol and everything. Cause a man can cheat with a ring on, so it doesn't matter. Or he could take it off. But these days, women don't care like that. You know, they don't care about a man being married. They just don't have, they just don't care. So it's still up to that man, because he had to be out here amongst the people, the women. And he had to make conscious decisions. If he love you, he love you and everything. You don't need no ring to say, I love you. You know, I need your heart to say that. And if you got his heart, you got him. What you finna do, son? I'm making a video. I see you. Or maybe you could learn something. So, I'm like, you don't think so? I'm talking about, are you finna put your earphones in your ear? So that's how you feel? Yeah, so that's how I used to, that's just how I broke it down to my hubby and everything, you know. That don't mean nothing to me if when you around me, you flirting or you doing this and you doing that, doing things that you normally wouldn't do if I'm around. It don't matter. You know, I need to know, I need to trust that you're committed to me as much as I am to you. I don't need no ring to tell me that, you know, because that's nothing. That don't mean nothing. Because y'all know married men cheat. With rings on, with rings out, take it out, put it in their pocket, put it back on after they finish doing what they do. But as like I'm saying, women that don't have those type of standards, don't even care about that type of stuff anyway. So I thought that was really interesting to see that in a blog about the wedding ring situation. And yeah, my thinking of things, I kind of go a little deeper than just the surface. I scratch underneath. And I think that's the way God created me, because that's just how I think. You know, so I mean, for those that do that, hey, I don't get caught up in that. To each his own. But this is where it triggered for me, how it triggered for me, and how I feel about it. And he don't wear no ring. I don't wear no ring. I don't need no ring to say I'm married. It's all about how I carry myself when I'm out there. I don't be up in men's faces, and I'm not gonna let no man be up in my face. I don't need to say bam. And then I'm like, hey, oh, okay. You know, that's hypocrisy to me. So, to keep it real, it is what it is, you know. I'm not fit to do that. I'm like, and then our rings, we ain't spend that much on our ring in the first place. So, and then see the prices of them. That's just another one. That's just like another strike. I'm like, ain't nobody. And then diamonds, after watching Blood Diamond over there with Africa, what they did, that's just another strike. And then just the root of the ring, the purpose of it, and where it comes from, and what it symbolizes. It's just that just did it for me. So I I trust my husband. I feel he's loyal, he's faithful to me, and I'm faithful to him without a ring. But in the beginning, in the beginning of the marriage, I was into that. But as I grew and as I matured and as I researched, I start, I start really crossing my T's and dot my I's. Like, weighing stuff on the scale, like, it ain't that big of a deal. Because if you gonna cheat, you gonna cheat anyway. If you gonna flirt, you gonna flirt anyway. If you gonna whatever. If you're not gonna be faithful, you gonna not be faithful with or without a ring. And I don't play like that. I don't play with my heart. I don't play with this stuff. You gonna be real, be real. If you ain't. I'm like how the Bible say, I'd rather have you hot or cold than lukewarm, or I spew you out my mouth. I'd rather for you to be, if you're going to be real and right and faithful, be that. If you ain't, be gone. That's just simple as that. We not finna do that one. Somebody could get hurt doing stuff like that. No, we don't have time for that. So, it ain't saying that I'm comfortable in myself, within myself as well than I used to be years ago too. I came into the marriage with a lot of insecurities of my own from previous relationships and stuff like that. So I done been built up. I done been healed in a lot of areas. So I don't think I was never a jealous type of person. I was just aware and alert of my surroundings. And I'm still like that because I'm this Christian, Bible believing woman. I don't get like it cannot happen. No, I'm still on watch. I'm still on guard. I'm still watchful. I'm still alert. And yeah, I'm human. I'm a woman. I'm still a woman. So like we together, it's still, rules and laws. We have marriage laws in this marriage. The do's and the don'ts. Don't play either, like. And and I'm real like, I don't know what's the word for it, but I get polite, but not too polite. I get friendly, but not too friendly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand my hubby have an outgoing personality. I guess as they say, they might call him an extrovert. I'm introvert. Okay, so I'm more reserved. He more, hey, how you doing type of person. But watch who you, hey, how you doing? That too. That's the type of person I am. Like, dude's cool. What? You know what? What's all that there? What is we doing? Like, kill that. We done been down that road. He know people from his past. I know people from my past. We'll run into people from our past. Hey, how you doing? Keep it stepping. We ain't finna start asking about how who this, how who doing, and then out. And yeah, it was a lot for us to get there on the same page when it came to the opposite sex. More for him than it was for me, because by the time he met me, I was kind of almost in a bitter stage. But gosh, you as a woman, you have to help me. That's what we are. You have to look. We have to draw a line. Because they'll keep going and going and going. Like, if you don't say nothing, and I tried that, I'm like, and it'll be eating me up in the inside. And when I snap, I'm just snapping off on everything. Like, man, that one thing brought all this. That's because I was just letting stuff build up. Like, Why you just standing there talking to her? I don't care if y'all know each other from now. I don't know what y'all talking about. You know, why she speak to you and then speak to me? What's up with that? You know, we'll move places and the females always will speak to him, but they won't talk to me. Like, you know what? I don't know what you doing. But that ain't right. And then the females can be so disrespectful too, because they know that ain't right. And most of the time, I ain't gonna even say they was all single, but I think they be trying to poke, you know, because they looking at what you get and they thinking this and that. So yeah, we all crossed all those type of bridges. About every bridge you can cross, besides like him actually physically going out there cheating on me. We done kind of been there and everything, you know, and I think it just was due to more of his guys just don't be on it like that. They just don't be alert and aware of those type of things when women trying to hit on them or just trying to slither in. You know, and sometimes by the time the woman done got, by the time they don't figure it out, it been something been went down. And like, oh, I didn't know. I wasn't thinking. Oh, so I just had to be like, serious, like, what on watch? You know, and that's no more than what you'll do to protect your house. People get alarms. You lock your doors. You do that for your cars. You get alarms on your cars. You lock your doors to your cars. How much more you gonna do for your marriage? Because that's under attack too. People breaking houses. People breaking cars. People destroy marriages. You just got to be on watch. You got to armor up. Like, look. Back it up, you know. Yeah, and so yeah, that video triggered this video. And just know this, if you into that, it's cool, but don't get caught up in the symbols. If a man love you, if he respects you from here, because once you got their heart, you got it. You know, that's the truth of the matter. He gonna be loyal to you. He gonna be faithful to you, around you, when he ain't around you. You know, and that's the given. You not gonna have to be calling him every 5 minutes when he walk out the door. Where you at? I been there though. But I had to go through that stage. I had to go through those phases, those levels to be able to say what I'm saying now. Because he would tell me, well, why you think that? I'm at work. And I'm like, But I called you and you ain't answer the phone. And then when he finally called, I'm there hanging up. He's like, what's wrong with you? You bipolar now. But like I said, you bring old baggage into new relationships, and that's where we seriously need healing. Because if you never get healed and delivered and from those things, it's gonna stay, and it's gonna affect your current relationship. You have to deal with those issues, and you have to like keep it real. Where your hurt come from, where your insecurities come from, where your low esteem came from. And you got to face that. You have to talk about that. And so you could be the best person you can be for you. You don't be want to walk around being jealous and insecure and paranoid all the time. You know, that's no way to live. You know, losing sleep, crying. You know, women, we have a thousand thoughts a minute, and we can have a mental breakdown from that. And you don't want to cause yourself to be sick and stuff because of that, you know. And it will bring on anxieties, and it will bring panic attacks. All these things could be triggered from all these thoughts going through your mind. And you have to deal with you got to find your triggers. You got to find out why you like that, why you react to that, why that made you feel insecure? What happened? And you have to talk about it. That's the best therapy in life. Don't keep a bottle up. Talk. Find somebody you can talk. My husband was my therapy. He was like my therapist. And because I didn't talk about my issues. That's why I had issues. I just let them build up, bottled up, and I explode. I had explosions here and there for years. And that'll trigger over into your family, your marriage, your kids, just your whole lifestyle. So, but the more I found myself talking about it, feeling comfortable, that I can trust him, that I can share this with him without him judging me and without him looking at me some type of way, without without me thinking he gonna love me any less if I tell him about this, express this to him about myself, my feelings and my thoughts. And once I saw how he responded to how I felt and my where my stuff was coming from and everything, cried it out a lot of times when I would talk to him about it. But at that time I didn't know, but what was happening, I was getting healed. I was letting it go. I was getting delivered, y'all. So this day, where I'm at today, I'm okay. I'm not that same person I was. Who really be? But really, I'm not. Like in the beginning of the marriage, and it's going on 24 years now. So I have grown a lot, but he has really helped me in a lot of areas, and made me a better person. And he made me feel safe. He made me feel comfortable sharing things with him. And sometimes we'll get in heated arguments. He'll say little things, and I'll be like, I ain't gonna tell you nothing else. But I get it, you know what I'm saying? We do that when we don't, when we're trying to get points, you know what I'm saying? You hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you back. That type of situation, but we don't outgrow that too. Thank God, because I used to do it, and he'll fire back at me. That's not healthy, it's not right, but we passed that stage now. And so now, anything now, I could just talk to him about anything, for real, for real. I could have a dream. He at work. Let me call him and tell him, because man, this felt like this was happening for real. And he'll listen. I don't care if I want to talk about it for an hour, he'll listen. And like a lot of stuff, how I got my therapy and my healing, I would talk about it over and over and over again, but it took all that to get it all up. It's like when you eat something, ooh, almost like food poisoning, and something don't agree with you, you have to throw it up till all of it come out. You might have to throw up 3 or 4 or 5 times and then have diarrhea along with it. That's how it is with healing. And the process of, you have to talk it out, you have to cry it out, talk it out, bring it up 5 or 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, however many times you need to talk about it. But each time you talk about it, you're getting closer to your healing, to your wholeness, and to being the best that you can be. So yeah, I know this video gonna be like extra long, but I'm planning on going all there. But you know me, I just go. When I go, I'm gone. So designated survivor fit come on at 9. At 9. I watched that. That's my new TV show with what's his name? Kiefer Sutherland. Yeah, so that come on in there. So I'm getting ready to let y'all go. I don't know what video this I don't know what day I'm gonna put this video up, but y'all see it when it's up. And on that note, y'all, it's 8 o'clock. And it's time for me to take a chill pill. And on that note, y'all, peace. You know, I got to end with a dramatic piece. Peace. and love, share some. And you know, I see y'all in my next video. I holla. Bye, y'all.